a little while. I've been a busy bee, but I'm back. I'm gonna try and get back into my regular scheduling. We have opened up our wholesale sector, and we've got lots of new wholesale stockists coming on board, which is really awesome. More places that you can get your meals. So I actually just wanted to talk today about our meals and the differences between them, and just some different information that will be handy for customers, potential customers who are interested in them, that want a bit more info, and wholesale stockists, so they can talk to their customers about the meals and what's in them and what's not, and blah 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 blah. So the ready to raw range, there's basically two categories within it. There is the complete and balanced range and the supplementary feeding range. So I guess the supplementary feeding range is kind of like the originals, the OGs, but technically speaking, each and individual meal is not complete and balanced on its own. You know, they're all balanced by a basic BARF standard of your meat, veg, offal, bone kind of thing, but each of those meals offers something different. So rather than a pre-made meal where everything is all in the one mix, these meals have all their elements separately. Personally, I found for palatability, particularly with fussy dogs, I think what happens is, you know, dogs might like a food in the beginning, but I think a lot of the pre-made raws, everything is all mixed in and everything becomes one texture. So it becomes this kind of sludgy mix, which, you know, I guess for some dogs is not palatable. Some dogs will eat anything, but other dogs are a bit like, not into that. So I designed those meals with that in mind, and that each element is put separately. You know, the meat, and then the offal on top, and then the veg, and you know, they each offer something different. So the duck has a duck wing, and the salmon belly has the salmon bellies. The rhubarb has the berries. So, and then you defrost the meal and you mix it fresh, and so all the different elements of the food are retaining their texture, which I think is yummier. I don't know, you'll have to ask your dog. So yeah, that's the supplementary feeding range. So technically speaking, the meals aren't complete and balanced. I mean, the term complete and balanced, that's another whole talk for another day. A food being complete and balanced doesn't mean it's good or better, and a food not being complete and balanced doesn't mean it's worse. You know, but I'm not going to go into that today. But the meals are designed that you eat a range of those meals for that balance. So if your dog's eating a rhubarb one day, and then what the duck the next day, and then lamb got your tongue the day after that, in that 3 days, they've gotten a range of different proteins, they've gotten all their offal, they've gotten their veg, they've gotten their berries, they've gotten lamb tongue, and you know, if they have a salmon gobble, they've then had their fish. So they're designed that eat a range of those meals and you've got balance over time, rather than balance from each and every meal. So that's the supplementary feeding range, and you know, they're really good just to have alongside. Like, you wouldn't just feed what the duck every single day, for example. You would try to feed a range of the different meals that your dog likes, or you might include those meals as part of, you know, they eat another food. They eat some dry food, or they eat some whatever, and then, you know, a couple of times a week they have the duck, or they have a salmon gobble, or they have a lamb, or they have a mutt mix, you know. So yeah, that's those. And then the complete and balanced range. So I brought these out because people do want a meal that is complete and balanced. Here's the food, everything is in there, it's complete and balanced. You can feed that every day, and good to go. I worked with a canine nutritionist in the UK called the Dog Nutritionist, Cam. He helped me. I mean, the meals were already, I'm gonna say, pretty good, but he helped me kind of perfect them, I guess, and just make sure the recipes would bang on with being complete and balanced, and this is complete and balanced by the FED-IAF standards. So that's why I'm going to talk about the whole complete and balancing in another talk, because it's kind of complicated and pretty boring. But that's a UK standard that the meals are balanced by. There's you've probably more heard of the AFCO standards, which is the American one. Again, I'm going to talk more about that another day, not today. But yeah, they're complete and balanced by the FED-IAF UK standards. So that's the fancy mutt mix, the surf and turf, and the winner winner chicken dinner. So they are a pre-made in that everything is put in and mixed together and then packaged. So different to the supplementary feeding range in that way. Texturally, I think they still stand up because we use really good quality ingredients, and they got the super greens in there, they got berries in there. The surf and turf has the sardines, so you're getting some yummy crunchy fish. The fancy mutt mix has the salmon bellies. There's fish mince in there. All human grade ingredients, no preservatives. So once defrosted, it does need to be eaten within a few days, but less is more with that. So I try to sort of defrost one meal as I feed one, so you've always got, or have an extra one in the fridge defrosting as well, so you've kind of always got 1 to 2 days food ready at any time, but not more than that. And the meals, the sizes of the meals are designed that that meal is for your dog, rather than buying a kilo and reportioning it and so on. You can do that, but with the supplementary feeding range, just keep in mind that all the the mince and maybe the bone is at the bottom, and then you've got your offal on top and your veg and your whatever else. So you'd need to sort of mix it through. If you just scooped the top half off, you'd have all the offal and the veg and the fish or whatever, and everything else at the bottom. Whereas the complete and balanced range are a mixture, a pre-made mix that everything is all through, so it's kind of easier to do that. I think that's kind of all I needed to say. Thanks.